So, I was invited to speak with you about search engine optimization, basically giving a beginner's guide. My name is Stephen Obeli. I'm a co-founder and director of e-commerce at Kweli.shop. Kweli.shop is a counterfeit-free home appliances store opened in 2019. The key topics that we're going to look at today are definition of SEO, the key terms that you got to know about search engine optimization. We'll talk a bit about local SEO. We'll talk about the importance of SEO. We'll talk about how to rank higher in search engines, and then we'll take a few questions, and God willing, we will close. So, what is SEO? I've put the text here for you to be able to read. This presentation will as well be shared with you at the end of the presentation. Search engine optimization is a process of improving the visibility and ranking of a brand, maybe a web page, maybe a product, maybe an app or a service in search results pages in search engines organically. SEO itself is something that is free. It is not bought, and you'll get to know more about that when we get into SEO actually works. But one thing that you got to understand before we proceed is that SEO itself is organic. But SEO is often confused with something called SEM, and I had Aaron talking about it in his introduction. That's search engine marketing. Search engine marketing is something bigger than search engine optimization. Search engine marketing includes both paid and non-paid techniques that are used to rank higher and to get web pages, apps, products, whatever you have online, to be seen by more people in search engine results pages. So SEM is a much bigger subject. It involves a pay-per-click. That's the primary paid arm of search engine marketing, and it also involves SEO. That what you are seeing, ladies and gentlemen, is the homepage of Google. It is blank. I put it here to get you to understand that search engine is not a place where you go and put things, and then whoever logs on is going to find them. Whoever visits google.com is going to find you. For us in digital marketing, you get a client telling you that I want everyone who goes on Google to find me. I want everyone who goes on Google to see my business or to see my website, or things like that. It doesn't happen like that. Search engines are blank. Search engines are blank. You'll get to understand better what that means as we go forward. So there are key terms that you've got to understand. One of them is search engine. What's a search engine? Now, search engines are they are platforms, of course, web-based platforms where people go to search for content. And I put for you some examples there. There is Google, which I've just whose homepage I just showed you. There's Bing, owned by Microsoft. There's Yahoo. There's Yandex. There's DuckDuckGo, Amazon. There's YouTube. There's also Creative Commons. Now, Amazon is a place where most people that are in countries where Amazon has operations, you'll go looking for it on YouTube. And as a matter of fact, out of all the hundreds of search engines that exist around the world, YouTube is number 2 to one and only Google. So YouTube is such a great search engine. The next key term is SERP or SERP. That means search engine results page. That's a page showing search results. Now, Google has one page. The only other page that Google has, the first page of Google is the home page. The next page of Google comes when you type something, when you input a keyword in the search bar, and that is called a search engine results page. The next key term to understand is the rank or ranking, and that's a position of a web page or app or whatever result in the search engine results pages. Yes, so when you've put a keyword, say you've put the innovation village, the first result that the first answer that you see, that is the number one ranking result in the search engine results page. The page showing results is the search engine results page. Okay, let's go to the next thing. That is local SEO. In previous masterclass, John shared a bit about local SEO, and local SEO is something that Google and some of the search engines made specifically for brick and mortar stores. Imagine you are visiting a new country, you're visiting a new city, or you're in a place and you're just not sure about which businesses are near you. So you search. If you input, say, supermarket, what Google will do, it will first give you results of supermarkets that are near you. I did this when I was in Chireka, and the supermarkets that Google could find near me were Standard Supermarket Yusuf Lule, Standard Supermarket Battle Street, and Millennium Supermarket in Kisementi. Now, someone may wonder, why is it that you are way towards Nambole Stadium and Google is giving results of supermarkets that are in town? That's about 7 kilometers away. And the answer is simple. These supermarkets they were added on Google My Business or Google Maps, and they were well optimized to be found by people that are searching for them. You'll find that all supermarkets that are in a radius of 2 kilometers from where I am right now did not optimize their My Business pages. That's if they have. So the people the businesses that are ranking for local SEO, or that are ranking when people conduct local business searches on Google, are businesses that are well optimized. The factors that affect optimization, or the things that you can do in order to rank your business there, we will get to that a little later. I just wanted to show you that there is something called local SEO. On the left of the screen, I have here another keyword that's by Akuka near me, and most local search queries have the words near me on them. Here I put by Akuka near me, and the first result is Kweli.shop, Ariston Cookers, and then the next one is Crazy Deals. Both of them are online stores, but they have physical premises as well. 68% of all online experiences begin with a search engine. You want to buy a Samsung phone, and before you go to a shop, 68% of the people, they'll first go to, say, Google, and they search how much or what's good about this particular Samsung phone, or what Samsung phone can I get for 1 million shillings, or where can I get this Samsung phone, or what are the prices online. Yeah, so 68% of online experiences begin with the search engine, and then 80% of major purchases start with online research, even if the purchase itself happens. 75% of people never scroll past the first page of search engines. Now, I said search engines work by crawling hundreds of billions of pages using their own web crawlers. You may call them robots. So you never see those things crawling your website or your web pages. And a search engine navigates the web by downloading web pages and following links on these pages to discover what's new and what has been made available. That there's an algorithm, or there are algorithms that determine what pages show for every given search query. Now, there are more than 200 of them for Google alone. Others, DuckDuckGo, Yahoo, Bing, they also have their own set of rules that they follow to determine what to show you. So you will have to do a little bit of research, but in the next slides, I'll share with you some of those that are most common and most important. When you put a statement like where to buy washing machines in Kampala, that is your keyword, that is also your search query. The results you get, what you see here, these all best prices for washing machines, that's a title. And then this that you're seeing here is a description. You may call it meta description. You can call this meta title. And then here you have a URL. This is a URL, though just a part of it because of the current structure of Google search. They used to show the whole string. Now they not. You cannot tell exactly how this ended or how that ended. The web crawlers, or the search engine robots, they crawl the web to try to find what has been made available. So one thing that you've got to do is to put scripts in your website that communicate to search engines, telling them that it is okay. You can read the content that's on this web page or on this website and show it to people that are looking for information like this. Yeah, that's called indexability. We will not go into the real practicals of that, but if you are a web developer, that's something that you most probably already understand. So if you have a website and it never shows up on Google, or someone developed for you one and it never shows up on any search engine, then ask them, is the website indexable? Are web crawlers able? Are they allowed to read what is on the website? Yeah, because you can do a lot of SEO work, and not and miss out the part of indexability. So you'll have all your work done, but the door is closed. Web crawlers are not allowed to get through. The next important factor is keywords. You can only show up on Google if keywords that have been put on the homepage, that have been put in the search bar, are relevant or are relatable to what you have in your website. So it is the keywords that connect the search engines to your page. It is the keywords that get you to a search engine results page. Short of keywords, you are nowhere. Here is an example of a keyword research tool. There are several of those. You'll see them in the next slide. This one is called Suvo. It's one of the free tools that you can use. And you put a term in the middle here. You put, for example, Cookers Uganda. It will tell you keywords that you can use, keywords that you can have in your website, so that you may rank to people that are searching for your products or your content in search engines. The advantage of Suvo is that it will give you keywords that similar keywords that people use in Bing, in YouTube, on Yahoo, Google, Wikipedia, Amazon, several places. Other keyword research tools that you can look at, there's Jaxi, there's Google Search Console. Google Search Console is more so important if you already have a website. RF's Keyword Explorer, there's SEO Cockpit, there's Google Keyword Planner, there's keywordtool.io, and Moz Keyword Explorer. The last two are basically paid and not free. I showed you this. I said keyword is where to buy washing machines in Uganda. That is the keyword, and this is the title. The keyword has buy washing machines, and Kampala is right there. The number one result has in the title washing machines in Uganda. The second result has washing machine Jumia, but there is Uganda here as well. Yeah, washing machine Uganda, washing machines Uganda, washing machines Kampala. That was the key, the search query or the keyword that the person did input in the search bar. So when you are looking, when you are talking about keywords, you're trying to make sure that the words that people use when they are searching in search engines are words that you are going to include in your content. And about which part of the content, we are going to get to that. The third factor is sitemap and internal linking. Now, a sitemap is that thing that's going to help you to get your website to communicate to search engines whenever an update is made, and usually it is in real time, meaning you can launch a website now and in the next 1 hour it's ranking on Google if you have a proper sitemap setup. Internal linking, on the other hand, it is you are getting one page of your website to have links that are leading to another page but still on your website or within your website. Look at a case where you visit Wikipedia and you read an article and they have a link to, and maybe you were reading about Aaron Musoke, and then as you read about Aaron Musoke, then get somewhere and then they tell you about his spouse, and then there's a link, you click on it. That spouse page is also on Wikipedia, and then as you're reading about her, they tell about her parents, and then there's also a link, you click on it. Before you know it, you are rotating within Wikipedia. Now that is internal linking. It is a very, very important factor in search engine optimization. The next one is titles and meta descriptions. Now, more than 80% of SEO experts say that titles and meta descriptions are the number one ranking factor in search engine ranking. What do you need to do? Have the keywords in the titles. Have the right titles. Make sure the title is aligned with what potential customers or potential website visitors are searching for or are going to input in the search bar of search engines. The next one is content. The pages that rank high on search engines have proper content. By proper content, I mean the following. One is that the content depth got to be good. Most of the pages that rank high in search engines have more than 1,000 words in one page. So do not create a website and on that website you have content that is text content that is as long as a tweet, 180 characters and 280 characters, which may be something like 100 words or less than 100 words. Actually, less than 100 words could be maybe 70 words. And you are trying to compete with another person that has a blog content or content that is as long as an A4 page. You are not going to outcompete them. That's for a fact. Secondly, your content got to have the keywords within the pages, especially in titles and subtitles. I told you in the previous points that search engines do download these pages in advance, so they are going to get your page, they read whatever is there and download it, yes. But then when a person searches on Google, they find that only the title has the keyword. Then question is, does this page really have what the title says, or the person was just trying to stuff keywords in the title so as to trick searchers or people that are searching on Google?
I just had one question. How can you get to add and verify your business via Google My Business?
Thanks. I'll start with Joanne's question. I understand you are talking about a combination of Google Maps and Google My Business. What I would advise you to do, the easiest way, because Google has the option of sending you a mail card, which most or all of us in Uganda are not actually able to receive. But the easy way around it is add the business in Google Maps and put a phone contact. After that, go to Google My Business and add a business. Then connect the two. When you go to verify, they'll give you one of the options of them calling that business. So they'll call the phone number that you had provided. When they do, you should answer the phone. They'll give you a code, and that's it. The business would be verified. That's the easiest way to go about it. So after content, there is URL structure, and there has always been this question of .co.ug.go.com. What URL do I need? What website domain do I need in order to rank high? That's on the one part. So there's Jumia.ug, there's Kweli.shop. I mean, what should I rank? What should I put? Like, what should I have? Now, unfortunately, I haven't picked up a screenshot of URL structures, but I'll just take you back a little bit. Now, look at this. I was looking for keyword research tools, and Backlinks.com had keyword research tools. The website domain or URL is backlinks.com. Assume this was backlinks.co.ug. But keyword research tools. Now that is a URL extension, and this whole thing is a URL structure that is so relevant to the keyword. People make mistakes in SEO where they put something, like platforms like WordPress have options where you can just have here something like page 1926, yeah, instead of having keyword research tools. Now that is wrong. Make sure your keywords are in the URL of every page. For most platforms, this is something that you just set up once and run with it. Like, you do not have to keep going. You don't have to keep going back and setting the URL structures. You can just set it and say, get the URL from the title of the page. If the page is saying washing machines in Uganda, the URL will have Kweli.shop/washing machines Uganda, and that's it. Then you will rank higher. If you have questions about that, be sure to type in the chat or send me a private message after. The other one is backlinks or inbound links. Now, backlinks are links or text in other websites that can be clicked on and send users back to your website. For example, supposing this was clickable, supposing this was the link, and I could click on it and go to jumia.ug. Now, this would then be a backlink to Jumia. It would be a backlink to Jumia. So the higher the number of backlinks you have, the higher you are likely to rank on Google. Now, or in search engine results pages. Now, there is a question that, so supposing my homepage has 1,000 backlinks, does that mean all my pages will rank high in Google search? And the answer is no. The answer is no. So what you've got to do is to make sure that your most important pages have backlinks from different websites. You can do that by guest blogging. You can do that by getting people to write about your different products or product categories and things like that, so that your different pages may get to rank high. For example, we did a search and clearly Kweli was ranking higher than Jumia, but Jumia has thousands of backlinks, and Kweli doesn't have thousands. Kweli has a few hundreds of backlinks, but it managed to rank higher than Jumia. But the keyword that they were ranking for was washing machines. Be sure to have backlinks to your most important pages. You can do that by guest blogging. Guest blogging happens in a way that you may find Aaron has a blog, or Aaron has an option. It may be Innovation Village website or upskill website, where it says you can write for us content about something that you know very well. So you write, and then at the end of it, or within the text, you put links to specific products or pages, or even the homepage of your website. That's one easy way of getting backlinks. In Google, you do not rank websites, you rank pages and products and apps. You do not rank websites, you rank pages. If what is showing, for example, when you say online shopping in Uganda, the first result will be maybe jumia.ug. That is the homepage of Jumia, not Jumia ranking. It is the homepage of Jumia. Okay? So you rank pages, you do not rank websites. Point number 8, factor number 8 is CTR in search engine results pages. That is a click-through rate in search engine results pages. Now, you've put your title, you've put your description, you've put everything, and then more people click on your competitors and not you. People keep skipping you. The thing is, the more people do not click on your link, on the result that is leading to your page, the more Google is going to, or search engines are going to drop you in the rankings. When you look at this, we have two results. We have one saying best prices for washing machines, then in the description there's something LG 8 kilo 5, 9 kilo 5 LG, and then the next one here says ADH 5 kilogram, license, this and that. Now, supposing most of the people that are searching are looking for budget washing machines, they're obviously going to click Jumia. Now, the more they click Jumia, the more Jumia will be favored by Google, so Jumia will go up. That's how it works. So Kweli will have not changed anything, Jumia will have not changed anything, the other guy has not changed anything, but because of the performance of the different pages, their rankings just change. Point number 9 is page load time. Now, we said again that search engines crawl your pages and they download the content in advance. Now, they download your pages from the front end. The very things that you see when you visit a website, that is what search engines see when they visit a website. So if in trying to download the website, the web pages, they find that the pages take so long to load, then they would not show your pages at the top of the results pages on page 1 and page 2, because if people click through, people will have bad experiences. So what you've got to do, what your web developer here got to do, is to make sure your pages load super fast. And that takes us to the last point, which is the time spent on the website and the bounce rate. If you are ranking number 1, if Kweli is ranking number 1, but people click through, they get to the website, and then they spend there a few seconds, like 5 seconds, and leave. And most of them spend an average maybe 8 seconds, and then they leave. Then Kweli would start dropping, or that particular page will start dropping in search engine results pages. This also explains why you will find so many e-commerce websites ranking high in search engines and getting a lot of traffic than lots of other websites, corporate sites, and things like that. In a large website like Jumia, you'll find in a product category, say for blenders, you may find there blenders from about 20 vendors, and every vendor is having maybe 3-4 blenders on there. So you're talking about maybe 100 products. So the page is really rich in content. It's got a lot of content. And then bounce rate is how many people visit your website and stop at one page. If they click on a result they find on Google, then they get to that page, and no matter how much time they spend there, they do not click and go to any other page except that, or they click and go to the next page, then they turn around, then they turn around, then they turn around, then they turn around before they may get out. Bonus, which I haven't put here, are uploading pictures to the website. Sometimes it's a little hard to find enough content to put on web pages, and the Google that we have right now, the Google search that we have right now, and most of those search engines do not read your images. Platforms like Pinterest read pictures. They can tell what's in the photo. Google search does not read the pictures as of now. So what you've got to do is to make sure that in the title of the pictures you've put the right keywords. They may be descriptive, but the keywords should at least be in those titles. It's alt tags and titles. Those are the things that Google search is going, the search engine robots are going to read. So you may fail, after I was asking, you may fail to rank high against competitors for the general results, but when you get to the images, you rank higher than them if you do optimize your images well for SEO.
How does a semantic search, social signals, and Google rankings, how are they related to each other? Yes.
Those basically go back down to what people are looking for, what your people are looking for. What kind of query have they put forward? Yeah. Now the whole process is very, very complicated. You can find there is a time, and we like to say that we get hacked, or that Google is listening to us. You can put a keyword how, and then Google completes it for you, and what they're completing it for you with is something that you actually wanted to type. Yeah, it's because the search engine has understood you. Now, from the point of a developer or a search engine optimizer, I would say it is more important for you to just do what you have to do on a daily, in as far as search engine optimization is concerned, than to go behind into what search engines might do, because for the big part, it is going to disappoint. They change the algorithm as often as they feel like they should change it, and they make it as unclear as possible so that we are not able to fake the system.